Welcome to Cooking with Day, Episode 4, Schnitzl. Our ingredients include fresh eggs from our local chicken named Elvis, butter, lard, or as we say in Boston, lard, chicken cutlets from Whole Foods in Venice at the corner of Lincoln and Rose. A little olive oil, breadcrumbs, 5-year-old flour from Lily's pad on Olive Avenue. I don't know, we could have dressed the set a little better here, and of course a baguette, and that's the end of scene 1. Well, we're doing Schnitzl. Schnitzl was named after the Baron von Schnitzl, who lived in Vienna sometime in the 18th century. And Schnitzel means cutlet in German, actually. And the idea of the whole thing was that the Baron liked to play cards a lot, and he wanted to have his schnitzel ready as soon as he lost another hand. Eventually, he lost all his money, and he ended up in Czechoslovakia and was one of our ancestors. But that's the best we can do. Schnitzel Scene 2. The way we do this is that we take our pounded chicken cutlets, and of course, Wiener Schnitzel is usually veal, but our therapist, Judox, doesn't approve of veal. So what we're going to do is we're going to dredge these cutlets in flour, dip them in egg, and then we're going to dredge them once again in fresh breadcrumbs, very fresh today from Whole Foods, and then we're going to pluck them, so to speak. We're going to place them. We've got some lard, which is actually just bacon grease, which is the classic Viennese, but of course you can substitute butter or olive oil. But we Viennese, of course, use lard the way it's supposed to be. Here we go. Here goes one. And there's going to be a sizzle. We're going to do another now. And this was taught to me, by the way, by our director's grandmother, Hannah Charlotte Fisher Davis, who is, she lives in, she's still alive. She's 2,000 years old. She lives on the Upper East Side of New York, and she's hanging out. She would be very proud of us doing this. And of course we can put salt and pepper on this as we should be. And this is basically the end of scene 2. Baron von Schnitzl. Well, all right, so here we are. Here's our first 2 schnitzels, and we're going to flip them like this. And, nice. I'd like to point out that Wiener Schnitzel means, the way that cutlets are cooked in Vienna. And of course, Hitler was Austrian, and I think that they're probably, at the end of the day, the reason that he lost World War II was that he was a vegetarian and probably didn't have enough protein in him to, whatever. But we're going to plate the schnitzel now. Perfect, beautiful schnitzels. And here they go on the plate. And when you serve these, actually, the proper way to do this, and we don't have the facilities to do this here in Venice, California, Venice Beach, I should say, but you want to serve these with a boiled potatoes, perhaps new potatoes, drenched in fresh butter, and sprinkled with parsley. Butter. And what was that, Jadish? Butter. Thank you. And and served with, there's various kinds of wine that you could serve this with. I prefer a rosé from Bondal, which our family has a long relationship with via the friends of ours. And but you could also serve it with a red wine. Here's an how do you say this, Lil?
Argiolis.
Thank you. And or else if you don't if you don't like wine that much, you can have a Coca-Cola or a
Berganza Albarino.
Thank you. And there we are. That's
What about the avocado, Daywad?
well, you know, we're here in Venice Beach, California, and so there is a movement. Let me go back a little bit. If you put a fried egg on this, Wiener Schnitzel becomes Pariser Schnitzel, and that means like a Paris cutlet. We're not going to do this. And there is a movement here in Southern California to coat these things in a salsa made of mangoes, cucumbers, various spices, etc. But it really contravenes the whole idea of Wiener Schnitzel. So, episode 4, Schnitzel. And this is basically the way it's served. As I said before, boiled buttered potatoes, parsley, for dessert, perhaps a Linzer torta and a Kaffee mit Schlag. A Schlag is Viennese for with cream. And thank you very much for visiting Cooking with Day. It's been a pleasure to serve you. And here we go, the final touch. Oof, sorry, Lil. Go in your eye, bummer. There we go. And we're going to pan right over back to William Burroughs, one of our main inspirers. Thanks, Bill. And then over to our credits. Cooking with Day, episode 4, Wiener Schnitzel, Special California Edition, Winter 2003. Direction, L.A. Davis. Production, Daywad. Therapist, Judox. And we'll see you next time for episode 5. What's episode 5 again?